I was telling you that this is a good alignment principle.
Is it in center?
This one.
Center alignment.
Yes.
The first one's a good alignment.
Yeah, it is aligned to the center. Every element is aligned to the center. Okay. That, so we said that when you align the visual elements that you are using, there's a way it makes your work to look smart. There's a way it makes your work to look meaningful. And also on top of that, it makes your work, it creates structure, and also it helps you to balance. It creates what we call balance. So do you see how these elements are balancing on the space which is available on this white page? Yeah, now you look at this one where there's poor alignment. Is there a balance here?
No.
There is no balance. You see the space remaining down here, it is not the same space remaining up here. Even the space which is remaining this way, it is not the same space which is remaining this way. But when you align your work properly, you realize that the work will be balancing on the space that you are having. Okay? And even if you decide to do mixed arrangement or mixed alignment, at least your space will be utilized properly. You can see here, some elements are starting at the edges. Even this way, elements are starting at the edges. Even this way, elements are starting at the edges, even on top. Yeah. So you have the choice. So if you're a professional graphic designer, a smart one, should always practice good alignment. That will differentiate you from guys who have not learned graphic design, guys who have just gone on picking information, picking knowledge. Huh? They go on picking knowledge from one place to another, from one person to the other. Okay? So those guys, most of the time, they practice poor alignment. Okay? So if you just look at an artwork, if you look at a piece of artwork and you see that really there was no proper balance and the elements are not aligned properly, just know that what we call alignment as a principle was not respected, or it was not observed. Are we together? So later on, I'll be showing you case studies, how alignment can be used. But let's understand this information. We are saying in design, one should try and avoid the appearance of having made arbitrary decisions. So here I'm trying to say, you know, when you are designing, you should always try your level best to avoid your work, because in design, your work communicates to the person looking at it. So the moment someone looks at your work, someone should be able, that work makes someone to judge you. Your work talks on your behalf. That's why you see with graphic design, as I told you, most of the time they rarely ask for degrees or certificates or what. They will always ask for your work. Hello?
Yes.
They will always, with graphic design, very few companies, if they want to give you a job, very few will always ask for your degree or your certificate in graphic design. That one, most of the time, it is just a supplement. But the main thing they will always ask for is your portfolio. A portfolio is a collection of different pieces of artwork that you have done for different companies or different clients. Why do you think they want that portfolio? Why do you think they need that work? Because that work communicates on your behalf. Even if you are not there and someone looks at your work, that work, someone can judge you. Someone can judge that this one is a good designer or this one is a bad designer. So that's why we are saying in the design, as a graphic designer, you should always try to avoid the appearance of having made arbitrary decisions. Someone looking at your work should not be able to discover that you made conflicting decisions. You made decisions which were conflicting each other. You made more than one decision on your visual elements. Someone can tell that by just mere looking at the way you have aligned your work, the way the visual elements you have utilized them. So when you properly align your visual elements, then someone will not have that alternative of saying, I think this person became confused while designing. This person did not take choice very well. This person did not decide which elements should be seen first, which one should appear where. So all those things, you avoid them by properly aligning your work, by properly presenting the proper hierarchy levels of your work or of your visual elements. That's what we are meaning here. Then we are saying when visual elements are out of alignment, the moment your visual elements are not aligned properly.
Yes.
What are we saying? Are we together?
Yes.
We are saying that when visual elements are out of alignment, literally, we are meaning that when the moment you decide to use visual elements, but when they are not aligned very well, you have to know that it is noticeable. Someone looking at your piece of artwork can easily notice. Someone can recognize that there is some caveat in your artwork.
Yes.
You understand? And
Yes.
since someone is able to notice that there's a caveat in your artwork, okay, caveat or katogo, something like that. Katogo is a mixture of different foodstuffs.
Disorganized.
Disorganized, not a clear menu, whereby maybe we can say we are eating matoke and the matoke and meat. But katogo, somebody can mix matoke, cassava, and the beans and so on. Not so. Yeah. So the moment you do not align your work, at the moment you use visual elements and you do not align them properly, you have to know that somebody looking at that work is going to notice it. Somebody will recognize it. And the moment somebody is able to recognize that, that will devalue a piece of work. It will make that work to have a low value. It will be valueless. It will not be valuable to a person who is looking at it. Because there is a lot of caveat, there's a lot of katogo, things are not aligned properly, they are just scattered everywhere. So, since things are scattered and they are not aligned properly, someone finds it very difficult to even...
And might lose interest.
Yeah, it demoralizes someone and the interest goes off. And so somebody will end up not understanding the message that you are trying to convey from your artwork.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So do you see the importance of alignment? It is a very important principle that a graphic designer needs to know. And then we are saying, however, if you decide to mix alignment. However, if
Ah,
hello, hello,
yes, yes,
are we together?
yes.
Kindly read this information.
However, if mixed alignment is intended in a part of design, it may appear more radical, free, and playful.
Yeah, if you decide to use a mixed alignment, there is a way it appears. It appears free and a little playful. I'll just take you back one step. I think. Look at this mixed alignment. There's a way it appears. There's a certain way it appears. So you realize that this proper alignment, it is usually the best. However, sometimes you may have to use mixed alignment depending on which artwork you are doing. If you are doing a piece of artwork for maybe like a kindergarten school, then you'll have to apply an alignment which is mixed up, just to bring the attention of the person who is looking at. Of course, a kindergarten has mostly children. So with children, you should try to find ways of mixing up things which capture their attention.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we are trying to say there. Then we are saying in alignment.
In design,
Yes.
alignment can be simple or complex and commonly achieved with the use of grids.
Can be commonly achieved with the use of grids. Okay. So grids are, this is an example. So you see there are two pages here. These are grids. Grids are just like imaginary lines which are inbuilt in a program, and they help you in proper alignment. But remember, these lines, when you print out work, those grids, those lines will not appear in your artwork. They are just like imaginary lines. So every design software has got those grids. Maybe let me just take you to this design software I show you grid. Let me create a new page. So if I want to put on, do you see the design software I'm using?
It's is it Adobe?
Yeah, this is Adobe Illustrator. So on this software, if I want to turn on the grids, I'll come to view, and then I come to guides, not necessarily guides, not even rulers. I think it is show grid. Are you seeing this one?
Yes.
Show grid. You see the grids now? The page is now covered by. They are like boxes. Do you see these boxes?
No, I'm seeing them at the background of the white page.
Of course, they are the ones. So those are imaginary lines, which can help you to align your work very well. Okay. So you can decide to say that I want my work to cover this area. I want my work to cover that area. All the elements you are designing must occupy that yellow area. Okay? You realize that already you have balanced your page very well. But what has helped you to balance the page, it is the use of the grids. And then again, as you are putting the elements on that area, You can again decide, you can again decide and say, I'm going to place different elements at different grid levels around this very page. You don't worry, you learn how to use these grids properly when we go practical to this software. This one is just a glimpse. Okay. So this is this. Yes, you're having a question?
No, I wasn't seeing the grid line properly using my computer.
What about on the phone?
And the phone, then I saw the lines like, oh, I thought on the computer it shows that the grid lines they're only at the background.
Your computer
Phone,
needs drivers. So don't worry, we shall put those drivers. So these are the so-called grids which can help you to do what we call alignment. Okay. So grids are invisible lines that intersect on a workspace, on a design program.
So after doing the work, you delete them.
Even if you don't delete them, they will not appear in your output.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can turn them off. You can actually you don't have to delete them, but you turn them off. So let me show you how to turn them off.
After using them.
After using them, you can come to view, come here to, you see this word hide grid. When I click hide grid, they disappear. If I want them back, I come back to view. Then this time around, it will tell me show grid. Then they come back. Okay. Yeah. So you can always play around with those different options. Okay. So those are what we call grids. They are invisible. Invisible means they are just imaginary lines, lines which will not be seen in the final output of the artwork that you have done. Okay. Yeah. So grids help ensure proper alignment of visual elements on a design page. Okay. Hello.
Yes.
So we're saying that grids help ensure proper alignment of visual elements on
visual elements on a page.
Yeah, and you have seen how they help. Not
the page.
you have just seen a glimpse, but we shall use those grids properly when we are doing the other practical section. So here we are having case studies. You can see how the grids are used. You see between this grid and this one, an element was placed. Then downwards, here another grid was placed. Another element was placed. And then this text was put here. This one was put to cover all these. You see how and then when you look at this text here, which has the backgrounds which has got the backgrounds of what? The backgrounds of the shapes which are black. It has a certain alignment principle. Which alignment principle is this?
Alignment. It's a left, no, right.
This is right.
Oh, alignment principle, yeah.
It's edge. Edge alignment. Yeah. So
edge and center, it's edge.
Yeah. And the same applies here. You see?
That's left. No, right.
Right. But are you seeing how practically this?
Right.
Yeah, are you seeing how practically these grids are helping in the alignment of these visual elements? Okay. So let's look at a few case studies on how alignment can be applied on a composition. Like you can see here. This is center, not so. Even this one is edge, but the left edge. This is also left edge. This one here and this one is which alignment?
It's edge, but it's right.
Yeah, right edge. What about
It's
scope?
right.
What about scope and typeface uses?
It's left
Edge, not so. Left edge, not so.
left.
Yeah. So what about issue 17 and principles of aircraft? Are you there?
It's left.
Yeah, left
Yes.
edge. So do you see another one here? Alignment is playing a very
it's center.
yeah, the big words which are vertical, it is center. But when you look at the small paragraphs here, it is left edge, not so. Look at this small left edge, but the big ones which are running vertical, okay? Like typography can be playful and be practical. Those ones, it is center, not so.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you. Hello.
Sorry, I wasn't hearing. Hello.
Yeah,
Hello.
I can hear you.
Hello.
I can.
Sorry, I wasn't hearing.
Do you hear me now?
The yes.
Uh-huh.
The title it's a center. It's in center.
And then in these other paragraphs,
small words the
left edge, not so.
yes. Yes.
And then this one. Are you seeing how alignment is working? Yeah? It is a mix. We are having this is the right edge.
It's working, but I don't know. It's not straight.
Yeah, it is not
And the
straight.
lines are straight. Is it? There is center. No. Okay. There is edge, but I don't know which kind of edge is edge. Yeah, this one. You're saying this one.
Which one?
This one is left, and this one is right. This one is center. Yeah, I'm getting them right.
So you take your time and you study all of them. What about here?
There is center and edge.
Basically, there is center and the left edge, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, but have you realized that alignment really brings out the beauty? And there's a way it makes the work to be balanced on the page. And then I've brought back this. There are different elements like you can see this text and this other text.
Right.
And then the picture.
The picture center.
Yeah. And then this other text here, you see it? There is alignment in play.
There is right. It's
right
alignment edge.
What about this other one?
Which one? Those are left.
Left edge.
Let's do this. Yeah, it's left edge.
Yeah. And then here you see the Iron Man blowout.
The unmanned blow, it's left.
And then
It's
Frederick Jacob
center.
Center. What about this one? So, well, I am so scuffed.
Left and center.
To the center. This one is center alignment. Okay. Yeah, anyway, you will take your time and you study them properly. And you have an assignment. That means we are coming to the end. Yes. You are going to just draw a composition.
Just to draw no shading, no one.
You are going to draw, of course, when you're drawing a composition, I am trying to say you are going to combine visual elements together. You are free to shade, you are free to type, you are free to write text, you are free to utilize the visual elements that we learned. Me, what I want is a composition, because a composition is a combination of visual elements. Yeah, and by the way, I want you to be keeping those different things that you are doing when you are using a pen or a pencil and a paper. There will reach a time I will want you to transform those concepts when you are using a computer. You are going to come up with exactly.
Pardon me, I didn't say very well.
I'm saying.
I didn't. Yes.
Yeah, I request that you keep those different assignments, like what the ones where you draw. You keep those papers very well. They will reach a time. Do you hear me?
Yes.
There will reach a time when I will want you to transform them to become soft copies, to become copies which can be seen on the computer. So you'll actually use a computer to come up with the same pieces of composition that you did on paper. I'll guide you how to come up with them. Hello?
I'm going to, hello?
Yes, please.
I'm going to draw a composition of graphic artwork. And apply alignment principles.
Yes.
Different alignment principles.
This is basically.
Try to reflect edge and center alignment principles on the visual elements.
So here I'm trying to say, among the visual elements that you use, some of them try to put in center alignment, try to show edge alignment. The way you saw this, you see like this is a composition, for example. But when you look at it, at least we can see edge alignment, we can see center alignment. So I want you also to come up with a composition. And then you try to do something like what you are seeing. You can actually choose one of them, or you can think of something from.
I'm not.
Hello?
I'm not good with human figure.
Really?
I'm not good human figure.
Of course, it does not necessarily mean that you are going to draw human beings. When you look at all the pieces of the examples that I've shown you, like this one, there is no human figure. Even here, there is no human figure. So these ones are just an ideas to you, but you are free to craft something from your mind. So let me show you one where I also used alignment as a principle in my design. Let me show one of the artworks that are rather done. Let me see. fact, I think you even have already one there. I think you should be having one.
Where?
Let me see. Let me see. Let me share this one. So do you see this?
Not yet. Yes.
Do you see alignment taking place there?
Yeah, there is center,
Mhm.
Bible stories. Then the time there is left edge. Listen to the stories. It's center, and share what you also it's center.
Mm. So you
I
can
can
come again.
I don't know. I want to do something nice, but
Yeah, you can take your time and think of something, but make sure you try to bring out the idea of center alignment
align
and then edge
left
alignment.
and right.
Yeah.
I can. It does it have to be does it have to have the meaning? A meaning. I might just want to write words in
It's
like
it's okay. You can me what
as
I
long
want to,
as there is
as long as
center
yeah, as long as there
alignment
is
and
that element of alignment. What I want to see is you doing alignment practically.
is it okay you show me one more work one like this
The one I did.
with alignment. Yes, another one you do with alignment
Okay.
with no human figure.
You don't like human figure?
No, I wanted to when
No.
I was still in high school. I wanted so much to learn about human figure because there was a paper on
Hmm.
human figure, but then at that time my dad refused me to learn it, and and I'm not good at it. I'm not. Oh,
Okay.
I'm so bad. Even when I'm composing like imagination, because I
Hmm.
did imaginative that paper for imaginative.
Hmm.
When reach the time of drawing, maybe a man going to the well or a man sitting, oh, I would. It really gave me a hard time in in imaginative
Okay.
composition.
Let's have a look
But
at
I
this.
tried.
Okay. Let's have a look at this
Mm.
one. There's a human figure here, but this one was just a picture.
Yeah. Mm.
This one was just a picture.
Mm. The third Northern Uganda because there is center.
So these are different logos. You
Oh.
see, these are different logos, but they have a certain alignment. That's it.
Yeah, the first one it's center.
No,
Even
when
the
you are
third.
looking at alignment, you have to put all these as visual elements of the same category.
Oh, so that all of them are center.
They are not centered. They are aligned.
That,
Okay, when you look at an individual element, it is a center alignment.
uh,
But when you look at all of them,
uh,
they are all aligned
uh,
to the bottom edge.
yeah, the Uganda vision is its left edge.
I mean to say, because when you are aligning, if you decide to align all the three of them, then you are going to select all of them, and then trust me, they are all aligned to the bottom edge. You see the text
Oh,
sitting on the bottom edge.
oh,
Yeah.
oh,
However, when you look at an individual like this logo, this logo
mm,
is
mm,
center, it is aligned to the center. Even this one is aligned to the center, but this one
mm,
is aligned to the left, to the right edge.
Right. Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then you have this text, you see, this is all center. Okay. Even this text is all center.
Mm.
Okay. And then this is also center, but horizontally. These pictures, these three pictures.
The center horizontal carry.
Yeah, like this.
Project development. It's center.
Yes.
The project development. Then the shape. And this why shapes come.
Uh, Shapes come into play.
Yeah, the also shapes the Facebook.
Yeah.
It's
They are acting as
left
icons.
edge.
Mm.
Yes, left, the left edge. Then the WW. It's is it bottom?
At the center.
WW.
Yeah.
It's center and bottom. Mm.
Yeah. Okay, so that brings us to the end of today's session. Okay,
Mm. Mm.
that brings us to the end of today's session. So you are going to try to think and then come up with something, and then
Mm.
have to look at it. So see you tomorrow. So you have the whole day to think of something and then draw
Mm.
and then present it by taking a very clear picture and then you
Mm.
send it on WhatsApp.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much for now. Shall keep in
Thank
touch on WhatsApp.
you. Mm.